Just turned 2 o'clock. We have our budget hearing from Human Resources. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Angela Lewis with Human Resources. All right. Our mission is for the Shawnee County Human Resources to support all county offices and departments by making our organization an employer of choice in the community. Our aim is to support Shawnee County government by providing efficient, effective, and professional human resources services. We'll accomplish this by attracting, developing, and retaining top talent, recognizing high-quality work, providing and administering competitive benefits and compensation, strengthening employee relations, facilitating training and education, promoting safety and wellness, and establishing sound policies and procedures that ensure workplace equality, diversity, and inclusion. This is our team. I'm Angela Lewis. Michael Augustine is our Deputy Director. Samantha Mercer-Jones and Leanne Holt are our payroll assistants. And Stephanie Burrow and Rebecca Ross are our HR Specialist 1 and HR Specialist 2, respectively. Our priorities and goals for now and into 2020 are a 2020 wage study. We're looking for workforce planning aimed specifically at forecasted retirements. We're currently negotiating with ASFME, who is a bargaining unit representative for the solid waste workers. We updated our HR policy manual in 2019, but we've already realized enough changes that we're looking to update it in 2020 instead of waiting till 2021. Strategic recruitment for the DOC as well as the Sheriff's Communications Center. They have some pretty hard positions to fill over there, and they work a lot of overtime, and we're looking for ways to help alleviate that. Parks and Rec summer hiring, we did a good job in 2019, but I think we can do a better job in 2020. So we're meeting next week to do an after-actions review of the hiring processes and what we can do better. We looked to develop an online learning platform and content. We worked with IT and last year implemented Oasis, and we're looking to upgrade that as well as do some training that can be delivered electronically. We're looking to reduce paperwork via electronic delivery systems and to enhance our exit interview information that we get. We're also going to continue our health and wellness initiatives, our United Way fundraising, and introduce some diversity inclusion awareness events. Our 2020 budget request is $529,134. This is $80,000 over our flat budget. And I know that sounds like a lot, and I'll move through these next 4 slides that break down the budget. But at the end of the day, the only increase we're asking for is the increase for a wage study in 2020. It's $80,000 that we're asking for the comprehensive wage study. Now, $80,000 is a lot of money, and we realize we'd have to go out for RFP on this. So this is the maximum amount through research that we would expect to pay for the study. In 2015, we did a compensation study, and it was implemented over a 3-year period. 2018 realized the highest increase for our employees, and in 2020, we did a 1-step and 1% increase, which amounted to 3%. 2015, when the study was implemented, they recommended that we redo it every 3 to 5 years to ensure that the minimum, midpoint, and maximum salary ranges remain market competitive. We're all aware that unemployment is at an all-time low, so it takes more for us to recruit and retain people. So doing the wage study will allow us to remain competitive and attract and retain and motivate qualified employees. It will ensure our existing structure is flexible and meets our changing needs, and also confirms that our wage structure is well aligned with our broader goals. This is just a breakdown of our budget. You can see that the majority of our budget is spent for the wages and benefits of our 6 employees. We also have some contractual services that are a little under $30,000, and our supplies are less than $10,000. Our ask is for the $80,000 for the wage study. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Questions for Angela?
Angela, do you know or recall what we spent in 2015 for the wage study, or Betty?
I don't know.
I wasn't here in 2015, but I think it was about 150, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was 115, comprehensive plan 114.5. That's those numbers.
Right.
sort of stick.
Now, but keep in mind that when we did that, that was the first one. So we had to look through all of the position descriptions. We
Yes.
had, there was a lot of additional work because it was the first one, and there was nothing to build on.
Okay.
I might just also throw out this to you. Angela has put this in here, so we make sure that we look at this during the budget. This would not necessarily have to be included in HR's budget. It could be included in the general expenses budget, since it is kind of a one-time item. Sometimes if something is put into a certain department's budget, then it just stays in there. Since it is a one-time thing, it could be put in general expenses if you would prefer, but we really felt like it's something that needed to be at least talked about and looked at as part of the budget process.
I agree.
And I think it's a good idea. It seems to me that we did basic position descriptions. I assume they've been updated as reclassifications have occurred, and they're not out of date. 80,000 seems like a lot. I don't know. I have no idea what.
I really don't know.
Yeah,
It is a lot of money.
yeah.
Generally, they go between $60,000 and $80,000.
For a refresh?
For a refresh.
Okay.
It depends on what you're asking for. 80,000 would be the maximum with all the bells and whistles, which we don't have to have all of them.
Okay.
But we wanted to leave enough room for the RFP and see who we get.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I had a question about job applications. I know in the past we had some trouble with, I don't know if it was trouble, but somebody who would apply for even a summer temporary job, they would have to do a separate application for each pool if they wanted to be a lifeguard or something like that. Is that more opened up where you can just, somebody can apply for a position and they can review a number, or people that are looking for the different positions to fill, they can review these applicants, or?
They
do
can. Oasis is a much easier system than our previous system. A matter of fact, you can go in and you can save your profile and apply for multiple jobs all at
Good.
once.
Because I know for a while we had that problem, and it was bogging things down. I had, you mentioned in here one of your goals is new recruitment strategies. Could you expand on that just a little bit?
Sure. One of the things, and I don't know that Brian has brought this to you all yet, but at the DOC, you know people are working a tremendous amount of overtime. We've talked about things like student loan reimbursement and what we might do there to help retain people. We've also talked about recruitment bonuses, basically, where we would pay the person who gave us the referral as well as the person who came on board in increments if they were to stay for a given period. There's lots of things that we can do and that we need to try in order to bring people to the county to alleviate that overtime and to get good quality people there. We can't afford to have any part of our organization be short people for very long periods of time.
Do we recruit at high schools or anything at that level, or is it?
You have to be 21
Oh,
in order
that
to
takes care
work
of that.
there, but that's where it starts. So I spend some time going out and talking to kids in school whenever I'm invited and really drumming up what we have here. You might not be ready when you're 18, but 21 comes pretty quickly.
I know some businesses here locally, they are having trouble retaining employees, but they noticed that if they were born and raised here, sort of thing, they were more likely to stay. That if they
Absolutely.
came from Kansas City and they worked for a year or two and they were gone. And so I think it's sometimes good to try to recruit some of the homegrown talent and try to retain them.
Absolutely. There is programs through Momentum 2022 that we've sat on committees with and worked with to try to get people to stay in Shawnee County. There's also the Youth Commission that we've worked with as they've implemented things. And a matter of fact, we were just invited earlier this week to attend their youth training for their boards. And I've extended that that invitation to Brian Cole, to Tim Laurent, and also to Linda, because they have advisory boards that might be able to include a youth.
I liked it, we've moved up the hiring for temporaries and whatnot in Parks and Rec. I think that will help a lot, because that would always seem to be a big flood right in the middle of everything else that was going on, and it was, and then it turned into a sheep dip to try to get all those kids processed.
Right.
But it was
We've worked very hard to try to change that process and manage it. We try to get everyone, or as many people as possible, re-qualified if they're going to come back for us, and through the process before Memorial Day, so that we don't have this big, everybody's working that Memorial Day weekend to get these employees in.
okay. That's it.
All right.
I like these ideas for people for dispatch and in the jail. Those are hard jobs. In the jail particularly, you can reduce overtime and start to pay for this, and dispatch is just a matter of public safety. So I really like these a lot. Good job. And when, there's thousands of jobs out there without people to fill those jobs, and the economy's roaring like it is, it's just difficult. You have to be creative and innovative to get good people.
Absolutely.
And I applaud you. Good job.
Thank you.
Really good job. Betty, did you have anything?
No, I didn't.
All right. 10 minutes, just like I said.
All right.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Angela.
Good job, thank you.
Thank you.
Our Monday meeting might be in jeopardy. I had Judge Wilson wants to come, and she only has that time.
Okay.
So, you got to run down to Jane's office, maybe we'll figure
Let me
it out.
grab this junk
I
drive.
gotta get my phone. But,
We'll make it work around your schedule.
well,